Hey guys, C2 Dev Cyberbob here. I want to do one more deck guide, and this wasn't even a deck I was using, but we just had a tournament. And by the way, if you guys didn't catch that, it was on Friday, right after Thanksgiving. It was about a 5-hour run time. But if you knew anyone in the tournament, or you want to see the best performing decks and how the factions played against each other, I highly recommend you check it out. It's going to be a video on my YouTube. It was probably the best in terms of balance that we've ever seen, which is good. It was super hype, and it was a lot of fun to watch, so I highly recommend that. And then one more thing before we get into this. I want to remind everyone that you can always go into the shop and put in codes, not that code, code for Cyberbob, or any other codes you might have found. But I want to jump in and show this deck. It was actually played by Death's Advocate, and I do refer to him a lot because he was our first tournament champion. He's one of the best players in the game. He's part of the community. I actually recommend you reach out to him if you want to learn the game. He probably knows it way better than I do. But this deck here was the Torgen Beast deck. And you guys might have seen this playing the game. It's probably going to get nerfed. I'm just going to tell you now. So, like, it's way strong. And remember, you know, we haven't been out a month yet, so even though we had a big beta group testing things, you know, we still needed a large mass of people to find out what was broken, and I would say this is on the end of broken here. There are a couple ways you can slot in this deck, but this is the one I use, and I want to talk about this real quickly here. I think you guys, you know, have seen the other videos, so you probably know how to build decks, but we're talking Vikings and Druids in this faction, and the critical card here of all the cards is Torgen. Torgen the Wild, he creates a copy of all beasts in your hand, and they cost one less. Torgen with pack hunting. This combination here allows you to make just a ton of whatever beast you want. I mean, it depends what you're drawing, you know, obviously, but you can get, for instance, a killer rabbit. Like, if you already have 2 in your deck, you can get copies of them here. You can get copies of them here. I don't know if you guys have seen this. You can get, like, 10 rabbits, which they have Berserk, Elusive, and Death Strike, and Death Strike is auto. Whatever it attacks, it kills. So that's not the only thing that's awesome in this. There's actually a lot of great things. You can get the Ramresses, which are charge, and you can get them beefed up, too, as part of this kit. As well as you can get the Owls for the draw, the Wolf for the draw, so you can get beasts to draw beasts, and the Cockatrice, which is actually one of the big plays of this. So the reason this is so important, I know 1 damage doesn't look like a lot, but it has a few options of what it can do, and it is actually a lot, this one, like, targeted poke. But the other cards that are core to this are Ragnar. And if you guys don't know Ragnar, he's a big boy that when you summon a unit, he does 2 lightning damage amongst enemies. So the idea with a Ragnar is if you have really little units and you can play a bunch in a turn, and I'm going to try to show you getting a good Ragnar play here, you can play 6 if you get these down to 0 cost. There's probably ways you can get further than that. So you're going to do 12 damage outright, and he's Berserk, so he's still going to get a chance to hit after. And if he survives the turn, you get to do it again. So there's Ragnar, and there's Maldran. Maldran, he's pretty huge because he also works with Ragnar. So if you get him on the board and he's not instantly removed, whenever he takes damage, he summons 3 Berserk Squirrels. So that's summoning, so that counts, and it will activate Ragnar. But you can also poke him yourself. And you could poke him twice. Or, if you get a bunch of these, you could poke him like 6 times, make 18 squirrels, and you do the math. Like 36 damage. You go bananas with this. So this is a deck that I think is currently, I'm telling you, it's just probably no way it's going to stay at this power level, the strongest deck in the game, in the meta now. The tournament winning deck was Big Yellow. So you guys, that was the last time I made a video on a deck. That was the deck I was using to climb. I think the Big Yellow deck got better draw. I actually think that this deck may be stronger, but those would be my 2, and they got 1st and 2nd place in the tournament, so it supports that. So anyway, there are some swaps you can do here. So I don't know, I don't know if I want to hand build all this stuff for you guys. But I do want to talk about it a little bit. And again, I have to thank Death's Advocate for this one, because this is really something he came up with on the list. If I'm kind of trying to look here to see what he has on the Discord. You guys can always look on the Discord too to see what decks there are. And he does a really good explanation. There's his tournament showcase. Okay, he has a tournament showcase. I think you should look at that. He has stuff about Big Yellow in there in this deck. This is the ladder climbing version of this deck. And the thing that's going to make this one different. So, you know, we have the beasts, right, which is going to activate with Torgen. Oh, you know what? There's one more card I want to talk about. We have Freya in here. So Freya is another. It's probably, I'd say, less critical to win the game with Freya to have this for the outcome, but it does give friendly units summoned +1 attack and Berserk, and you can get that on top of any buffs you might get from, say, Call of the Wild. Sorry, and there's also Call of the Wild in here, which adds more beasts to your hand. And it adds the beasts, right? And then it gives all of them in your deck in hand +1/+1. So you're adding beasts, you're buffing them, you are copying them. So you are getting to choose what to copy. Pack hunting is very, very key for this. Torgen creates a copy of what you already have, so if you can get 3 of something and you can double that again. That's how the deck works. But we also have Freya here, so if we get these low-cost things and we want to lay them across the board, she will buff them and give them Berserk. So we can absolutely dominate the board or get a clear with Freya. I'm going to try to get a match where I play all this stuff and show you guys. So this, and I'll put the deck code here, is the format I recommend. So 2 Cockatrice, 2 Ramrus, and these are the low-cost. They work well with Freya, they work well with Ragnar. The Rider, this is a card that you don't have to play. So this is sort of a tech card. I think it's pretty good because there's some aggro decks that can beat you. I think they can take this out pretty well, but if you want to swap this out for something different, especially if you want some more precision damage, I would say like lightning bolts can definitely go in this slot. I run this just because I don't want to. I think that this deck does really well tempo-wise mid-game, even kind of late-game. Like, basically, it's hard for someone to get their finish on you because you're always pressuring. This protects against aggro pretty well, so I am favorable to this. It also can work with Maldran. So I run this, but if this isn't working for you, I would switch that out probably for Lightning Bolt. You can also, you can also go a little bit like later. Like you could swap some of the smaller stuff out, and do things like Dwarven Revengers. Where am I? Dwarven Revengers are just always really good. So this, because you have a lot of little stuff that dies, I think this is a really good pick as well to put in a deck like this. And if you're wondering like what else, like Beast Mode, this is sort of some protection again. Like it's not really necessarily a big part of the deck, so I think that's another thing that you could swap out. You could also swap out the Thorn Drakes. These are just like, these are things to prevent an early loss from a surprise. I think that if that's not happening to you, I would probably go with the Dwarven Revengers, and you can go with the Warriors as well, the Vashkerheim Warrior. So overall, again, this is in place of this. This gives you a lot of presence, and it gives you cleave. You can even go one out of the beast mode and one of these in. I think that's actually a very valid strategy to do as well. The rest is pretty similar. You can run Forest Revolt in here. And because that does get you more summoned units, more bodies, you can buff them. It's more synergistic with the deck, but I'm personally, Yarm Lightning is kind of like, I like that. I don't know if there's a way that you could take that out, but I like the Yarm Lightning. Fairy Queen, just a good card. Like, good card that gets you more fairies that are summoned, so I don't think this one's necessary. Of all of the big expensive things, I think it's a nice to have. You can also put in, instead of something like that, you could put in Earth Knights. You could have just some big boys there. But yeah, there's basically, I like the style I'm showing you, and I know I just did a switch here, but I think that also is a valid change up that I would probably use too. This is the version I like the most. So going back through it, Snowy Owls, they get a pretty easy draw. They're well statted. Probably going to get nerfed though. Touch of Life, you know, this is a top off for your health, and you can get a draw. Wolf, that gets you beasts. That's a no-brainer. Beast Mode, more likely to be used for protection, but I use it sometimes. You can use it offense or defense. Like if you have 1 health left and you're going to be killed as a beast, you can do this and, you know, roll the dice, and you'll probably get more life out of it and more damage. Thorn Drakes, they're just solid because they have the last will summon. My original one didn't have this in it. I think you could do that. I find sometimes I'm not using all of the beast modes, so this is one option that I would do this right now. Freya, Killer Rabbits, absolutely. So Freya's, sorry, the Warcry and the Berserk. The Killer Rabbits are elusive, which means they can go through and they go further. Death Strike, which is an instant kill, and Berserk, so they just immediately auto attack. Pack Hunting is the card that makes this, with Torgen as well. But this is what allows you to get all of those beasts. Absolutely need 2 of those. Torgen, the Yarms. I love Yarms. I'm going to put them in most things I do. Call of the Wild, I'd say pretty critical card for this, because you get to buff all the beasts. If you... Now, this can, like, eat a turn of not having other value, meaning, like, you have to be ahead enough to play this. You can win a lot of games without playing this. You really can. Owlbear, really strong, easy to get, especially if you're also running, you know, like the Thorn Drakes and stuff. Really easy to get the +3/+3. Ragnar, one of my favorite cards ever. Love it. Core part of the strategy here. You want to try to play as much as you can on the turns. Ragnar, Fairy Queen, very optional, but just this is a filler of just a very strong card that also can activate a Ragnar. The fairies themselves are just strong. You have random fairies you get, and you can get like Death Strike ones, Berserk ones, Frost ones, elusive ones, ones with armor. Super powerful. And then Maldran, he's just really an excellent card in general. If you can get him to synergize off the Ragnar, you're going to have a fun time. So anyway, guys, this is the deck that I think is basically the last, and I would say the strongest. I'm just going to say it. I think it's the strongest deck. I think Big Yellow is probably the next for climbing. I'm going to warn you guys, we are having a patch soon, and we're dropping some new cards. This stuff will probably change, and there'll probably be some tuning, especially on these. But these were the Big Yellow, and this were the big tournament decks. I'm going to save this change. Highly recommend them if you want to climb in this week. Let's play some matches. I'll try to get a good match in there where we use some of the deck, and I'll show you guys. But, yeah, let's have some fun with it. Okay, guys, let's do some Torgen Beast stuff here. Let's do it. Okay. You know, we're a little weak to rush stuff, if that's what's happening. The pack hunting, we need it. I'm gonna keep it this time. It might be risky. Okay, with Freya, we might want some smaller thing. Okay. We just have to live through the beginning. Alright. That's not too bad. Would have been nice to have drawn that. Let's hold on to this for now. Okay, this is okay. I don't know why I'm going so fast. This is... okay. After attacking... yeah... I think we just go for the pack hunting here. And we know we have Freya and Ragnar. interesting. What do we take out of this? The wolf stats are really good. I like the charge as well. I like the one cost. I'm pretty torn on this. I think I want to go for the Ragnar play. So we'll do that. I don't want him to remove me. It's probably better to let him attack first. But because I'm in a good position here, that's okay. This is a fine setup for us. I think we can put one on this. Or no, not with that there. We hold out a little longer. We could get it. It will weaken our Ragnar a little bit. I don't want him to do anything weird and recover that. Let's just get it. It's gonna kill us. Okay. I think that's okay. Let's just do the big boy. We're holding out a little bit here. We're holding out to get good plays right in here. Okay, what you got? My own strategy used against me. I see. Man, it'd be so nice to have, like, a good lightning play. You know, we could actually beast mode this guy, which would be weird. Let's heal him. We're gonna keep stalling. Oh my. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. I think this is okay. Okay, yep. There you go. He's not even gonna know what's gonna hit him. Oh yeah. I think we're going to do with the Freya first. We just don't want to feed this right here. So we can get... three things down with that. If we include this... Actually, we can guarantee get that. Yeah, but we don't know where the Berserk's gonna go, so it's really tricky. I think we do this first. This. This. Oh, I could have drawn first. That's okay. We'll have it for Ragnar. Alright, let's see how this goes. Great. Oh yeah. This is beautiful, guys. This is what we're looking for. Do your worst. Try it, bud. Oh, well, that's kind of bad. Oh, you're frozen. I see. This is gonna get so fun. This is gonna be so fun. So fun. Maybe we played her too far back. We have these beasts. You know, we could actually do this too. That's gonna get us 3 more. Let's do this. Okay, well, didn't help me that much. Okay, we're gonna have to wait one more turn for the Ragnar, which is okay by me. Okay, that was probably the better choice. Annoying, but fixable. I think you should have suicided yourself, unless you think I'm about to clear. Sure, sure. So we're gonna get to play this Ragnar into 6 things. Oh no, that's gonna soak. Oh no, that's not gonna work for you. Oh no. No, I know you think that was good. That's gonna soak a lot. He might know what we're doing a little bit. Let's just start to plopping them down. You know what? Get this guy out. Oh my god. I'll take it. Better hit what I want. Okay. This is scaring me. We're just gonna do this. And this. And this. Okay. Alright. We might get cleared here. No. Well, he has had it. He didn't want to mess with this. Well, that was a pretty good game. So you guys see this this Torgen stuff is pretty powerful. This is actually really disgusting that this worked. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.